Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. So, have you ever wondered how I crank out so many videos in a short amount of time? Like, have you ever wondered that? Well, it's because when you become rich, you'll just have too much free time, and you'll be like, you know what? I got to crank out some YouTube videos. And luckily, as a YouTuber, I only spend 10 to 15 minutes making videos, so I'm not like one of those people who spend 100-hour weeks. But hey, I got to keep my mind active, busy. I got some money, right? I got some money. I got some time, so I'll just crank out another YouTube video, and that's how I'm able to crank out so many YouTube videos in a short amount of time. In fact, in this channel, we have over 500, not 500, 5 years of watch time in total. Isn't that crazy? 5 years, and it's just me doing spreadsheets. And so here's the thing, right? When you become rich, you'll have all this free time and you'll be like, what do I do with it? And I was like, join the financial velocity banking cult. Click the Google form link below. Click the Google form link below. You know you want to join because you're rich. You can spend some money. All right. You'll have time to do these velocity banking spreadsheets. So, again, I may or may not be rich in real life. I said this before, but at least play one on YouTube. Okay, I at least play one on YouTube. So, as a person who's rich on YouTube or plays one on YouTube, this is my mortgage that I paid off under 3 years. Under 3 years. Look at this. Lean position, lean position one, conventional, no PMI, paid off under 3 years. 2024 maturity dates 2051. So 2021 is like the first mortgage payment, and I paid it off under 3 years, 2 years 9 months, right? And when your mortgage is paid off, you can breathe a little bit. Okay, you can breathe a little bit and make more spreadsheet videos like I'm doing right now. Okay, and we're gonna do a velocity banking review. So, what is velocity banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy using a line of credit as your main operating account. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start backwards from a previous sheet and just kind of modify it so we can you can see how I create these scenarios. And again, these scenarios are um limited in what you can do because there's only so many types of debt they can get into, right? Credit cards, student loan debt, um, what else? Auto loans, maybe like 4 or 5 different types of debt, and that's it, right? That's it. And so it's relatively easy. Okay, so this is what I do. I don't even put the income in, right? I do that afterwards, and I do the line of credit part afterwards too. But, I'd start off with the expense breakdown, just a couple of credit cards, and maybe we just do this, like instead of 35K, we'll do 25K, and then, maybe this one we'll do like 10K at like 30%, right? And then 17K at like 28%. Okay. And then let me erase all of these, right? So you might be like, maybe you don't have a $20,000 auto loan, you have a 22,000, and maybe you got a good interest rate. I don't even know what auto loan interest rates are. I always see a bunch of different things on the internet. Student loans, because I'm out of touch, not in the college age demographic. So 40, maybe 40,000, and then two, maybe we got a really cheap mortgage at 2 or 3%. Let's just do really something really cheap, like 2.8. I think that was my interest rate, and I think it was like 2.875, and I still pay. Some people are like, "Well, it's such a cheap interest rate mortgage," but here's the thing: I could just pay it off quickly and just get a line of credit in case I need funds, right? So that's why I don't really mind paying off the mortgage because what the fear that most people have when it comes to pay off the mortgage early is like, well, how do I get that money back? Or I could invest in something else. And listen, right? Paying off debt is a guaranteed return. Investing is not, right? Investing in the stock market or real estate is not a guaranteed return. Okay. So just be aware of that. So here's the thing, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're just going to get a payment amount for all of these. And you could go to a website like bankrate.com. So let me go ahead, bankrate, minimum payment calculator on a credit card. Yeah, minute credit card, minimum payment calculator on credit cards, right? You just go in here, relatively easy. You type in the balance and then it'll just spit out a minimum payment and then you can just create it right here. See how easy that is? It's so easy. And when you're rich, you have all the free time to kind of figure this out and do this. So this is 27%, so I just do 27. Wablam, 812.5. So let's go ahead and do this, 812.5. and then 10,000 at 30%, 10000, 30%, 350, and then 17,000 at 28%, 17000 at 28%, okay, 566.67, 566.67. And then here I have a loan calculator. I just got to copy and paste this into my loan calculator right here. And then we'll just do this and then make sure I have the right numbers. So 22,000 at 6%, 5 year student loan will be 40,000, 5.5, 10. And then this will be 2.8, and then you just make sure that you memorize standard loan terms, 5, 10, 30, right? 5 for auto, 10 for student, and 30 for mortgage. And then all I got to do is copy and paste these payment amounts, right? Just copy and paste this, and then we're good to go. Voila, we got our Velocity Banking spreadsheet. And maybe we just put in, I don't know, 1,700 in expenses, right? And so now let's just do 5,500 in our income. So I always like to start off with an income that's a little bit higher than the expenses. Again, I don't know if you can survive in a negative paycheck to paycheck situation for too long, right? But we're going to assume that we're getting at the brink. And then this is the most unrealistic thing ever. So if you have $5,500 of income and $5,192 of expenses, and you try to get a line of credit at this point, everybody's going to laugh you out the door at the bank, right? So we have to understand how banks work, which is they don't lend money to people who need it. A lot of people struggle with this, right? But you understand the game, and then you'll win. You'll know how to win, right? You'll know how to play, and you'll know how to win, folks. This is how I have over $575,000 in lines of credit. This is just one line of credit that I have, and again, I haven't even gotten to explain what a line of credit is. So, what's a line of credit? All it is a financial tool where you can borrow money, pay it back, and use it over and over again. So you see this screenshot? If I go to the bank's website, I could just click give me up to $280,000 in if I haven't borrowed up to that much, right? So in this screenshot, I could borrow up to $267,000. Click a button on the bank's website, well, blam, and they're going to charge me actually a 7.75% interest rate. It was originally 8 on the contract, and then later on they sent me a letter saying, "Hey, 7.75%." I was like, "Whoa, you're all awesome. You're all awesome." And it was actually a credit union. I just use banks and credit unions, bank as an overall term for credit union and bank, right? But it's actually a credit union. And all right, so yeah, so let's just assume that we have a credit line, so 25 plus 10 plus 17, that's slightly higher than our credit card debt. So we'll say 55,000, right? So 55,000 line of credit, free and clear. And some of you are like, "Can you show me something that's not a line of credit?" And the answer to that is no. No. Because if you want anything that's not a general demonstration, you got to pay some money. Click the Google form link below or become a member of the YouTube channel, right? Then I might answer some of your more general or specific questions. But that's how you got to kind of create these things, right? You got to create little paywalls like, hey, you want answers to your specific question, you got to pay. And if it's not worth it to you to pay, then it's not worth it for me to answer. So I'll just keep making the most general um, demonstrations over and over again. And why can I hold out? Because I don't need your money, right? So, all right. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. And we're going to assume we have a $55,000 line of credit. And here's the thing that we do. Um, we have the same income, right? Let me zoom in here. Same income. And we have zero savings. This is, I got to make a t shirt. I think this is my new slogan that this is where we put our big boy pants on, right? Because a lot of people have an incredibly hard time not having any savings because it's the responsible thing to do, right? Um, responsible. So, or, but if you take a look here, again, I'm just telling you what I do. I practice what I preach, but you don't have to follow me because I don't give financial advice. But in the beginning of the statement period, I got a zero balance, and at the end, I got a zero, right? So that's basically what it means by zero savings. But we have something called cash flow, right? So we're going to do this, and I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste, right? Copy and paste. And then this will be C2 minus C3. All right, so we're gonna have something called cash flow, and we increase by our cash flow, moving some of our debt into a line of credit. And what we use to determine what we move into the line of credit, easiest way to figure it out is the cash flow index, right? And if you've never heard of that, basically it's just a formula, take a look at this, that gives spits out a number, and you could kind of think of it as a ranking system. Okay. The lower the number, that's the one you want to pay off first because it gives you more cash flow or bang for your buck. What do we mean by that? Well, if we take a look here, in order to get $900 back in my cash flow, I got to pay 220,000 if I focus on the mortgage. But if I focus on the credit cards, look, I get $812 back for paying off the 25 grand. And it's a very simple formula. It's the statement balance, so 25,000 divided by the monthly payment, 812.5, right? See how that works? It's easy. And then I just use this as a ranking system to figure out how I'm going to pay off my debt. So this is going to be 17,000 divided by 566.67, and then 22,000 divided by 425.32. And then this one is 40000 divided by 434.11, and then 220,000 divided by 903.97. And then you see this. So the lower the number, that's the one we want to pay off. So we got these really low numbers, and let's move all of these into the line of credit. And so I think it was 52,000. We're going to move into the line of credit. And then now this is going to be 000, right? And so look at that. Oh my goodness. How did we go from $307 to $2,000 of cash flow? That is so amazing. And that's so easy. Easy is my favorite word. I don't like complicated, folks. You ever done like budgeting and it felt so complicated and you're going to pull your hair out? Well, here's the thing. When you just put your money into one place, into debt, you don't have to think about anything. So I'm going to put my entire $5,500 into the line of credit and then take our expenses out eventually when they're due. And then I'm going to pay $2,000. I'm sorry, not pay. The $2,000 cash flow is going to be used to reduce the debt. It's all going to be automatic. And when I put the 5,500, it's going to satisfy the minimum monthly payment, and then it's going to lower the average daily balance, right? Because you're putting your entire thing in and you're not segregating your income. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. I2 plus 1, G2 plus H2 minus this cash flow, 2036.61. So if you want to know how to calculate the next month's balance, it's previous month's balance plus previous month's interest minus our cash flow, right? Paycheck into line of credit, expenses out. And then now what we do is we calculate the interest based on the average daily balance, multiply by the interest rate, and then you divide by 12. Look how easy that is. Copy and paste. And it takes us literally, well, not literally, because this is an imaginary simulation, about, take a look at that, 28 months to pay off the debt. 28 months to pay off 52K. That was easy. Cannot believe how easy that is. Okay, so now we've taken care of the credit cards. Now let's tackle these three loans, and it should be relatively easy. So now we're at 28 months. Okay, so 28, I just do 28, 28, 28. Look at this small cash flow index, beautiful. So I just moved this 12 grand into that line of credit. So let me just go in here and then move this. We're going to move this 12 grand into the line of credit. So plus 12548.38. And then we're going to go in here, and then now this auto payment is gone, right? And so now this cash flow is 2,400. Oh, look at that. That was so simple. All right. Okay, now let's update this cash flow number, which is 2461.93. All right. And then this is 34 months. So 34 months This is easy. Okay, so 34 months, and this is going to be 52 plus 22. That's 74K. Okay, 74K. That's easy. And then my student loan at 34 months. What is it? 34, 34. Okay, let's get rid of it using the chunking method. All right, so what's the chunking method? Um, Basically, you just take away the loan in pieces, right? Especially if you have a lower interest rate loan like these, lower interest rate loans, and they're not providing enough cash flow. So if the cash flow number is a little bit too high, over 50, if you use a chunking method, even with lower interest rate loans, you'll be relatively safe, right? So what we're doing is transferring a small portion, and it could just be something small, similar to your paycheck, 6,000, 5,500, into the line of credit, and we just kind of rinse and repeat over and over again, right? Now, luckily, we have the Velocity Banking Calculator, so let me go ahead and pull it out. Give me one moment. All right, here we go. We pulled out the Velocity Banking Calculator provided by Renatus. So if you're interested in not only learning about Velocity Banking, because I give it out for free, kind of like a Costco demo sample, but also upping up your game, learning more about real estate investing, and also other topics about financial literacy, go ahead and click the Google form link below. Listen, Velocity banking is not the only thing out there. There's other things. So if you decide to do something stupid like buy a property in California for retail and decide to rent it out and wondering why you're losing money and negative cash flow, because you thought velocity banking would be a good idea, we got to understand context and nuance, right? And that's why it's important to further your education. So, just kind of a quick plug for Renatus, which is where which is where I originally learned velocity banking from. Full disclosure, I get commission from selling their products. So, click the Google form and give me the money. Give me the money. You know where that's from? Shout outs if you know where that's from. Okay. All right. So now go ahead here. 1 year. Oh my goodness. And look how little interest that we pay. 1 year and $849. All right. So now let's go ahead and do this and do this. And we'll be 12 plus 34. 34. That's 46 months. And now we paid off that, what is it, 70, is that 114K, right? 114K. And then now it's time to tackle on the mortgage, right? The mortgage. Ooh, everybody's so concerned about paying off the mortgage. But here's the most important rule when it comes to paying off the mortgage: you got to pay off last because of this high cash flow index number, right? So after 46 months, okay, what's the balance, right? Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and redo all of this. So this is a 30-year loan, and this is going to be everything except for the mortgage. So what's our 1700, right? Everything except for this 1700 is our general expenses. And then what's the original balance? Was it 220? 220 at 2.8%. So 220000 at 2.8%. What's the current balance? It is 201,054.32. 201,054.32. Okay. And then the payment amount is 903.97. 903.97. And wablam, okay? Wablam, 14 grand in interest paid, and we pay it off in 4.8 years. Now, again, for most of you, and I'm not saying this to insult you, this is an incredibly fast payoff for the mortgage. Okay. But for me, it would be, how do I say this the best way possible? Bring me great disgrace and shame to my honor. Is that how we say it? I don't know. I've just probably got that from those Asian stereotypes from the movies. You ever wonder, like, if I'm even Korean or not? Isn't that crazy? Wouldn't it be like Nick Cotto Avocado when he lost all the weight? It's like, you thought I was overweight, but I lost all of it. And then he made another video. It's like, oh, I didn't really lose it, and it just confused all of you. Maybe I'm doing that right now. What if I am not Korean? That would be insane. Have you ever think about that? Because I never show my face, or I'm not even in Atlanta. Maybe I'm like, I pretend I'm from Atlanta, and then like, I'm in like one of those lower cost of living countries with the internet connection, where I could live off of my $300 a month YouTube ad revenue, and then live like a king. No, I wouldn't do that. Or would I? But my point is this. So some of you might be thinking, oh my goodness, 4.8 years, that's so fast. And so when I take a look at this and I did 2 years and 9 months, I'm like, that's all right. That's all right. That's what happens when you up your standards. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, I want you to get there. Some of you I know out there have been paying your mortgage for 27, 29 years. So don't feel bad that this isn't happening to you. Right? This is why you know as you get older, the way that you become rich, okay, is teaching others what you should have done. And I'm serious about this. Like, cause if you didn't know, what makes you think the next generation will know? They won't, and that's why all of them are struggling. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like you have a mission of helping others, and that's how you get rich. And that's why I made this YouTube channel, right? So my first and foremost focus is on helping others. And even if I don't directly monetarily benefit from this YouTube channel, I know I will be blessed with wealth, right? I know I will. It's inevitable. People that if people didn't find this channel useful, I wouldn't have over 5 years worth of watch time in about like 1.5 years, because I've only been doing this YouTube channel for 1.5 years, right? So back to my point. Why am I talking about all this? I don't know, but it's just me flexing my muscles. And oh, look at those big muscles. I don't have my cam on, and I don't put my cam on, but if you saw my cam, you'd be like, wow, those are big financial muscles. I'm impressed, right? Right. So let's go ahead and do this. 4.8 years. 4.8 years, and to be 46 divided by 12 plus 4.8, that is 8.6 years, and we are debt free. Zero. And what's our actual cash flow? $3,800, and we are completely debt free. That is amazing. Amazing. And again, it was easy. And how do we do this? Again, this is my new slogan, my new tagline, by putting our big boy pants on. Again, no discrimination. Let's say you're a woman. We'll still say we're gonna put our big boy pants on, right? I don't know. Big women pants doesn't sound appealing, right? Big women pants. It might sound a little bit offensive, but I'll say, by not having any savings and doing a little bit or going against the grain of society, we're able to achieve this, right? So that's it for today. All right. This is Korean Lanta Mentorship. Have a great day. And once you become rich, you'll have all this free time to make some spreadsheets too and upload on YouTube, and people will be watching you. There's more than enough room to do spreadsheet demos. I mean, think about all the people who do like Costco demos around the country, right? Just because they do it in one place doesn't mean that they can't do it in other places. So you can create your own YouTube channel and do it as well. So create your own financial spreadsheet demo, kind of like being a demo at a Costco, right? With the food. People love to eat food, but sometimes they have a little bit of trouble buying, but they love to eat the samples. Okay, that's what I'm providing, the samples right here. All right, well, that's it for today. This is Crane Lanta Mentorship. Have a great day, and we'll speak next time.